My name is Fernando Carbajo. I am the head of the audiovisual services at the European Parliament, and I was responsible for the preparation and the organization of the electoral night at the European Parliament. We have been working, in the strategy for this electoral night, at least for the last 2 years, because we consider that, the European Parliament need to be the place for this kind of, I will say, the presentation, the public presentation of the results to the citizens around Europe. And this is what we achieved during this electoral night. Of course, it was prepared well in advance. We started already 2 years ago, building, I will say, our close cooperation with the main public station around Europe, mainly the public service station. First with the Eurovision network and then with the Circon network of regional TVs, trying to say, okay, this is a quite important moment. This time, as we always insisted, these elections will be different. We know that there is much more interest than any time before. And it was our aim, just to give a platform for the political debate before the elections, and especially during this electoral night. I think we need somewhere, as Europeans, be proud of presenting the results, and presenting as the American does, during the electoral night when they elected the president. This is an exercise for democracy, really a very important exercise around the world, that 500 million citizens are voting together, and I think just to present these results as in a pan-European basis, to try to say, okay, there is of course a national debate about these elections, but somewhere we need to have a European analysis of the result, and this is what we tried to do during the electoral night, and I think we were right, because this is what is happening now. There are these national results, there are these national, analysis of the elections, but there is at least a pan-European view of the results on the 25th of May. On the content level, of course, our role is, I think there is always a red line for us. We work with journalists, but we don't want to replace journalists. And we create a platform, and this is up to the journalists to make the analysis of the results. What was important is that, now that we have all the figures, we have more than 150 TV stations working live with us. And we were not only in Brussels, but we were in the whole 28 member states and beyond. We have televisions coming to cover the European elections for the first time from the States, from Russia, from China, from Japan, from Iran, from Albania, from Egypt, from Syria. We have really teams covering the European elections from all over the world. And for the first time, we were offering our results and everything what was happening at the chamber and at the plenary. We were offering our institutional signal around the world in 3 different levels. Through Eurovision, the world feed. We were doing with Associated Press, who was offering live for the entire world, and the INEX, which is a network of private TVs. They were offering simultaneously this presentation of the European results all over the world. And I think this, these European elections were in the agenda, on the top of the agenda for the 25th of May. And all over the world now they know that we voted. And okay, this is, I think, for the Parliament is a quite important step. This is a part of the challenge of this electoral night. We are not, it is always difficult in a national election to have the result. This is always the aim. Everyone is waiting for the results. But here we are waiting for the results coming from 28 different countries with sometimes 28 different legislation. And it's not easy to put all together. And I think is what our value added during the electoral night is just to provide these results from a pan-European point of view and to have, the final results. How the Parliament could look like in the next few weeks. And it was really a challenge, and our colleagues that were working on this, I would say, internal kitchen, just to have all these results, interpreting these results, interpreting the national parties who appear suddenly in the European arena. They did a great job. And up to this job, to this work that was excellent, we can build the presentation of the results. And it's a teamwork with all the parliament, with all the member states, with our colleagues coming from the 28 countries, and it was really something very, very special. I will say much more complicated than in the States. I was in charge not only on the audiovisual side of the event, but I was coordinating the general work of the Parliament, all the DGs, trying to put all the Parliament together. But especially in the audiovisual area, when we finished at around 2 o'clock in the evening, we were having a kind of a glass at the end of the day to try to have some rest, and we were more than 400 people working at the technical aspect on the electoral night from the audiovisual point of view. And this is an amazing number of people. And we have, in our main matrix, more than around 760 different signals coming from audio, from video, from all over the parliament, from outside, from inside, we have a camera in the top of the roof. And we put it all together. And nothing happens during the electoral. Nothing wrong happens. A lot of things happens, and it was, technologically speaking, a challenge for all of us. And in this side, everything works perfectly well. And the content side, the results and all the rest, it was made in cooperation with many other people, and I think it was really a very good teamwork.